into our home in rural Bulgaria, where time seems to have stood still. Our names are Susan and Jeff, and we have lived here for the last 10 years. It's early November, and the Bulgarians have just celebrated one of their observances for their dead loved ones. This is known as All Souls Day, or Zadушница. This day always falls on a Saturday, so that people are able to visit the cemeteries. Here they lay food, flowers and candles on the graves, and often pour wine on them as well. Bulgaria is a strongly Orthodox country with many such traditions. Hello, thank you, Bulgaria. The practice of leaving food out for dead relatives and the time of year both coincide with the ancient Celtic tradition of sowing. This was an ancient Celtic festival that took place at exactly this time of year. The last of the harvest was gathered in, and ceremonial fires were lit to hearken in the darker winter months. It was believed that the dead walked abroad, and people would leave out food and wine to appease them. Outside of the churches and the homes of where people used to live, the Bulgarians put up posters of their dead relatives. Here in our Bulgarian village, we're celebrating our own event that takes place this time of year in England. We're going to have a bonfire. We've lived here now for 10 years, and this is the first time we've done this, so I'm very excited. We don't have many events and traditions left in England, nothing like the amount the Bulgarians have, which is really sad. But this is one of them, so we're going to make the most of it this year. Lighting bonfires at this time of year can also be traced back to Celtic traditions. The word bonfire apparently comes from the word bonfire. People used to light communal bonfires and then take the embers back to their own homes. And yet another tradition was to recite poetry. I've always been fascinated by the supernatural and ghosts. This was my dad's poetry book. It was one of my favourite books when I was growing up, and this was one of my favourite poems, The Listeners. It used to fascinate me because it was about ghosts. I haven't found mixed spice here, so I make my own. This is quite a spicy cake. We're also having roasted squash soup and a potato pie. We call it lobbies in Lancashire. It's potatoes with meat and onions. Jeff is building some steps to help people get up to the bonfire. We intended building these steps at some point, so this was a good excuse. We're also making mulled wine, which is great this time of year as the nights are quite cold.
So be careful. Be careful.
Wait, remember,
Like Guy Fawkes Day?
Yeah, it's actually the 5th of November.
Okay.
One man's freedom fighter is another terrorist.
Bravo, thank you! Okay, so 5th of November, normally people do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just love our expat community. When we first moved over here, we thought that all the expats would be English. We have a lady from Finland, we have Germans, Russians, people from South Africa, Israel and America, to name but a few.
I don't even know that one. No, but
But you were altar boy, or you just had to go? But you were altar boy, or you just had to go? But you were altar boy, or you just had to go?
three masses. You're lucky.
If you're interested in this Bulgarian tradition, then there's a link to my blog in the description box.